I'm the scam man. Yo, do, do, do. Scammy, yo, do, do, do. Yo, do, do, ba, 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 bee, ba, 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 do. Ba, 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 do. Wee, ba, 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 ba.
Happy Podkolzin and Kapanen Day. What a night that was to finish thing off.
Podcap,
the old Podcap. What a save from Kapanen on the blue line on that secondary assist to cash the tickets. Somehow we are in a world where there are 5 guys on the Oilers who have played 2 games, and one of them is Connor McDavid without a point. Connor Murphy finds the score sheet before Connor McDavid.
Yeah. Evan Bouchard doesn't have a point.
Is Bouchard empty too?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Wow, that is bad news Bears. Good thing Leon Draisaitl came back to propel that second line. NHL Puck Props presented by Bet99. Josh Ingles, Carlo Colaiacovo here for Thursday. We'll do a quick recap of yesterday. We'll get into something that you were talking about today on your show that you've eaten, maybe have eaten, you've seen someone cook it, the octopus that gets thrown on the ice in Detroit, which is a crazy story. I can't believe you just slipped that one in. I would have been, that should be on like your Twitter profile.
I thought that was like well known. Like there's been so many like news or reports of articles and stuff of Al Sabatka and what he's done with the octopuses that he's collected throughout the years.
Okay, we'll get to that when we get to the Edmonton game. Super, who's Connor McDavid, says Bobby Newport in the chat. Good to see the boys there pumping in the chat. As always, let us know what you saw last night, some line changes, some markets that you're playing. As we get deeper into round 1, old Uncle Josh is starting to look at the blocked shot market because it's time to lay it on the line in game 3, especially with some teams down 2-0. I know.
This is where you specialize, the block shot market in playoffs.
I know. I do like block shot markets. It's the same. I don't know how they grade it. It's got to be a tough one, but it can't be any worse than how they're grading shots on goal. As Andy Francis says, the scam mafia that just keeps taking shots on goal away consistently. All right, hit that like button, subscribe. We're here every Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. during the playoffs. Monday, Tuesday, Andy Francis, Wednesday to Friday with Carlo. Let's get a recap here. Philly 5, Pittsburgh 2, Philly commanding the series. I don't know if we saw this one coming. People like Philadelphia, obviously, but not 3-0. The Crosby dive, 1 point in the series, frustration, likely a goalie change coming from Pittsburgh. Where do you go if you're Dan Muse in Pittsburgh just to even get back into the series, to throw a punch, to do something? Your captain's diving like a soccer player. I hate to see it from 87. Something has to change, and I don't know if they can. If you're behind the bench, what are you doing here, Carlo?
I mean, I was going to say try to get the lead. They did in yesterday's game, 1-0, and they still couldn't do anything. I mean, I think for Pittsburgh, I think discipline has to be a huge issue and a huge talking point for them because, I mean, it just feels like every time they start to build some momentum, they take a dumb penalty and it takes everything out of them. And we're for everything good that's going on for Philly right now, everything bad on the opposite end is happening for Pittsburgh. It's just I have no explanation as to why the series is 3-0 for Philadelphia, other than maybe everybody has overlooked Philadelphia because they don't have that sexy feel to them. I mean, they didn't have a 30 goal scorer on their team. They didn't have a guy that eclipsed 70 points. They just have a lot of like middle guys. And you go back to March 1st, best record in the National Hockey League. And I think Dan Vladar is proving to everybody that a goalie can win a series because it feels like his play in net is allowing Philadelphia to win this series.
Sean Couturier steps up. Owen Tippett in game 2. Sean Couturier in game 3. I know Tippett had the closer there with the empty net, but there's some good lines. I got burned on the Michkov-Cates line. It was a fade on Michkov. I got Cates, and then he took one right to the house on the power play. All of a sudden, the league's worst power play looking somewhat capable. They still look like trash. They just point to the wing, point to the wing. There's not a lot of movement. It's not as pretty as Montreal, but Philly commanding lead. We'll see how it goes. I hate seeing Crosby fall down on that high stick. Garrett Hathaway has to control stick. What the hell's Garrett Hathaway doing with a stick like that?
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, that's a penalty.
100%.
You know, it's a penalty. I think, you know, Crosby's never been called for an embellishment, and you call it in game 3 of the playoffs. Like, I can understand the frustration on Pittsburgh's end, but for Crosby, like, you know, he's probably looking back at that play and he's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have embellished that hard. Maybe, you know, if you grab your glove and grab your face and you bend over and you're trying to draw blood and stuff like that, that's maybe one thing. But like to fall on the ice like a soccer player,
yeah,
come on.
We don't. That has no place in hockey, and that's the difference of the league where people patrol themselves, and we don't do that in hockey.
Yeah.
So I think it's with more frustration from 87 than anything else, because as you said, that's not his game, but that's what Philly's doing to them. Tough road back. Maybe Pittsburgh squeaks something out in game 4. We'll see, but Philly all the way. They're going to round 2. Dallas 4, Minnesota 3. In the chat, the boys are saying, oh, Quinn Hughes played 40 minutes. I think Miro Heiskanen played 36. Like he logged a lot.
Was it 40 minutes or was it 48 minutes for Quinn Hughes?
What did the boys say? 45, maybe 45. Sorry. Yeah. 45 for Hughes. Dallas in 6. I think that's a tough spot. I think Hughes came into this series kind of sick. So I don't know how that's going to work, how long it's going to be. At the end of the day, this is a Dallas team that has just won with the man advantage, 5 for 13 with the power play versus 1 for 11 for Minnesota. Foligno calls all he wants, but at the end of the day, Dallas bookends the game with a power play goal in the first, closes it with a power play goal. And yeah, maybe they can't hang with them 5-on-5, but they can certainly win this series. Zuccarello miss is massive because, Carlo, all of a sudden this Minnesota team is rolling with bottom 6 lines of Foligno, Sturm, and McCarron, and Foligno, Yurov, and Tarasenko.
Yikes.
I know. It is a yikes. And I know, obviously.
Trennan didn't play either, did he?
No. Still broken face, I believe.
Wow.
Yikes. I know. The Zuccarello thing is certainly cause for concern. And if you're Minnesota, where's your level of concern to steal other people's ratings?
Yeah. It's high.
Yeah.
You know, you got off to a good start in the series. You blew out Dallas. You had a chance to, maybe sneak out another one in game 2. You didn't. You had the lead in the third period in game 3. You had a power play in overtime where Kaprizov hit the post, and you wake up this morning, you're down 2-1 in the series. So yeah, there's has to be a high level of concern right now for Minnesota.
At home, you score 3 goals. You got Bobby Brink on the top line with Hartman and Kaprizov. They throw up donuts. That's going to be the difference, that you can't get anybody to get Kaprizov going, skating him with Brink and Hartman. Going to be a tough spot. From Avi in the chat says, Carlo, you ever played a multi-OT game? What does that do to you the next game? I believe your Germany game was a long one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Triple overtime. Game 6, we win that game. We advance to the next round. We lose that game. We go to game 7. And I remember we were down 3-0 in that game, and we came all the way back. We tied it late in the third. And you kind of felt like that was going to be the turning point. We came all the way back. We weren't losing. And then you get to the third overtime and you lose, and you're like, man, I invested so much energy into that game, and we didn't get the result that we wanted or deserved. Now you got to go do it all over again 2 days later. Like that's the feeling you get when you lose a long overtime game. It's like, holy crap. Quinn Hughes plays 45 minutes and he's like sitting in his stall and he's like, man, I gave it all that and we didn't win. Like, I got to go do that again for another game. Like that's why players need the 1 day, the 2 day, just to sort of, regroup, right? Refocus. And it's a tough one to overcome. You feel it feels easier to jump back into the next one when you sleep good at that night because you felt good about your result versus not sleeping because you're just replaying over your heads different things that, like, oh my God, what would have happened? Like, if that bounce would have went our way or that bounce would have went our way. The reality is Minnesota's waking up this morning down 2-1 with one more home game. They got to find a way to win the next one.
That's a really good point about thinking about what could have happened versus with the losing team versus the winning team getting better sleep and not having to think like that.
It's true. It happens.
Crazy. But it's going to be a tough bounce back, especially for Quinn Hughes playing those minutes. That is, that's a lot of work for anybody. I know Miro had a lot, but I think just because of that.
I don't understand. So I'm looking at the box sheet in the Dallas game. You played 3 overtimes, and Zach Bogosian played 11 minutes. Like, this is the NHL, right?
Yep.
The NHL should have 6 defensemen on your team that you should be able to play more than 11 minutes in a 3 overtime game. Like, why do you put that much workload on your top players? Like, the NHL has 6 spots every night. Like, if you're able to be in that one of those 6, you should be able to play more than 11 minutes in a 3 overtime game. No?
Yep, I 100% agree. It's like you just stapled. You're probably Zach Bogosian sitting there saying, "What did I do?"
Yeah, like if he's not capable of being in the overtime, well, then guess what? Don't play him in the game. Find guys that you can trust more.
Andy Francis in the chat, he's saying, so that same rule would apply to Ottawa. Jake Sanderson, 43 minutes. Thomas Chabot, 40. Spence, 39.
But Ottawa's had 2 days off.
I was just going to say that. They get the extra day of rest.
Right?
But yeah, we'll see how that one goes. We will get to that game. And finally, let's bring up yesterday's what's happening here?
I mean, you tell me. You stayed up to watch it. I didn't.
As Andy, I turned it off after I got my cap and I went to bed like a happy person.
Yeah.
And then I come out 6-4. No points. McDavid, apparently no points for Bouchard. Like, if they didn't have this second line, they would have nothing. Adam Henrique's down.
Yeah.
That drop back pass from McDavid on the power play, whether it's on McDavid or not, just kind of sums up this lackadaisical team of Edmonton that has been just riding the coattails of Connor McDavid and thinks that they can do it. I don't know if they've played team hockey for that long where they can just flip the switch after McDavid went for an MVP run to get them where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Now Leon Draisaitl's dragging a second line of Vinny Puck-Kolzig and Kasperi Kapanen, who, let's be honest, aren't the 2 best wingers in hockey, but are getting it done.
Yeah, and where would the Oilers be if that line haven't been able to get it done?
Nothing. So right. I don't know what happens with Edmonton. Do you see them? And it's not like Anaheim's played stout defensively either.
No,
but they're winning the battle. They're winning the battle of outscoring each other, which is how you play a hockey game. Are we seeing a goalie change? Like, something has to change here on the change to go.
Well, I think what needs to change is that Edmonton just has to show more respect for their opponent, right? Because you talked about the lackadaisical approach. I mean, they've been bad defensively. They've been getting bad goaltending. Their power play's 0 for 6. It's almost like they just look at this Anaheim team and say, wow, we're playing Anaheim. It's not LA. It's not LA anymore. We've had LA 4 years in a row. It's not LA. And, you know, they look at Anaheim saying, wow, this team just got back into the playoffs. Their core is really young. You know, we got the advantage. And, you know, as Andy Francis points out, they played down to their competition. And right now, it's cost them. I mean, people, and again, the notion coming out of the game yesterday was, is McDavid hurt? You know, how much is that affecting his 0 points? He played 24 minutes last night. Like, okay, yeah, he had his ankle rolled on, but he's still out there. He's still in the power play. They had 4 power play chances. They didn't score. How is this Edmonton power play being shut out by the team that has Anaheim? Where are they? I'm still scrolling. 27th ranked penalty kill.
They got Alex Killorn last night.
Like,
that can't happen.
27th ranked PK. And they're 0 for 6.
Okay, you're in the locker room. Like, media is obviously just rolling. McDavid, no points. What's happening? Pump the brakes. McDavid has 0 points in the series. It's game 3, and it's tied. It's tied 1-1.
Yeah.
Like, that's still a
Feel
positive
lucky.
outcome
Yeah.
with what you've seen from McDavid.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I mean, they're lucky to be where they're at.
Yes.
And they should feel lucky knowing that they haven't played their best hockey and they still have a chance to take over this series. So that's what they have to focus on.
Yeah. That's my coach speech right there. For sure. Are you dummies playing
Bobby
your best
Newport,
hockey?
their D is very laissez-faire. That's good.
Are you dummies playing your best hockey? No, coach. Well, guess what? You're still in this series. Go play better hockey. And then I slap them all in the face like that soccer meme. Have you seen that one where the coach just slaps all the guys down the line? Oh yeah. That's how coach goes. That's how it is. But yeah, that's what it is. Good story here before we get to our picks. If you did see, producer Mick can bring it in, throwing chickens on the ice over in Edmonton. If you didn't see it, like,
what is this all about?
But like, it's like, that's a chicken carcass. I was like,
somebody was eating that in the stands.
That is picked clean.
Yeah,
that is picked clean. You could use that in a soup. Now, this does come on the end of, I believe, in the late 90s in Detroit, where they would throw octopus on the ice. If you ever watched a Rock'em Sock'em video, watching Grapes pull the octopus every year, it seemed like, to signify, I believe it was the 8 games or whatever that they needed to win the cup. Now, you know the guy whose job it was to clean up those octopi.
Yeah.
What happened after he had to go pick them up?
Look, Al was great at putting together great barbecues for the team at least a couple times a year. And he was always known as the guy going to pick up the octopus. And my understanding is that he would take that octopus home and he'd cook it. So it's a free meal for him. Nothing like a good octopus.
Like that could have been in someone's pant leg. Like, you're smuggling in.
But you're not just taking it home and just like throwing it on the grill. You're cleaning it, right?
I would love to see your octopus cleaning protocol.
Well, I wouldn't do it, but I mean,
have you ever held an octopus?
Have I what?
Have you ever held an octopus?
I have not. No.
Octopi are alien.
I've eaten some amazing octopus. Yes.
If there's your tinfoil hat theory of the day from Uncle Josh, it's that octopus are aliens. That's the only reason. They make no sense. The more you read about octopus, the less they make sense. But that is crazy. Here's an octopus. I'm going to take it home and cook it. I don't think the guy in Edmonton is taking that carcass home.
How do you take that home?
Yeah. All right. Appreciate that story. Now let's get to the picks. Buffalo coin flip at Boston. Come on. I did really want to take Boston here at -110. I did. But I'm going to go on some other things here. We're going to go Krebs for a point. I was on the assist like an absolute idiot. The top line, I think Tage Thompson had like 14 minutes in penalties last game. He only had 16 minutes. He should be up to 20. That gives Krebs some more looks. Obviously, there's going to be fewer penalties, more 5-on-5 time. That's great for Peyton Krebs playing with Tage Thompson. Point +150 is a tasty look. Here is maybe my favorite play of the day, and it's Asparov for 2 block shots at a great price of -110. If you're looking, go to like moneypuck.com, go look at the block shots per 60 metrics. He's third currently in the playoffs in block shots per 60. He had 4 in the first game, 3 in the last game. Top pair with McAvoy. The rookie, he had 2 assists last game. We could see an increase in his time on ice. And this is a spot where we know that Buffalo has to get pucks on the net. Their offense has looked dreaded. They haven't scored in the first period. They haven't scored in the second period. And I don't think they've scored in the first 10 minutes of the third period over 2 games. It sucks because everybody wanted to root for Buffalo. But after 2 games here, and I mean, Buffalo's offense just not being consistent. I think at 5-on-5, only the Kings have a worse expected goal for percentage. Should Buffalo be like an even or favored in this game, Carlo?
I mean, I think they're getting that respect because of how they finished, right? But
does that mean everything right now for a team that doesn't have a lot of playoff experience?
well, how would you handicap this line?
I would put Boston at like a minus 120 favorite going into this game.
Mm,
I just think what we've seen from Buffalo, it's not
Yeah.
like LA. It's not like Ottawa where it's like they're hanging in there. It's not that. It's not the same thing. And it's them playing from behind. Them being down 2 goals looks like 6 goals, it seems like right now.
yeah. I mean, all good points. I just think that, I kind of feel like this is going to be a good thing for Buffalo to get on the road because being at home for the first 2 games, like the buildup and the hype in the city of playoff hockey being back, you see all the scenes before the games, the rollerblade guys beating up the mannequin in the streets, like, players probably being bombarded with tickets and families and stuff like that. I almost feel like you saw that distraction in the way they played, right? And even just a buzz in the building. Like it was a whole lot of new for the guys. I feel like maybe getting on the road would allow Buffalo to settle down a bit. And maybe that's why the books have the line the way that it is, because maybe they expect the same thing.
Well, the market hasn't really liked Boston all year at all.
Mm.
If you paid attention, they're the opposite of the Senators. But you just like to have seen Buffalo carry some momentum from game 1 into game 2, and it didn't happen.
They didn't. Well, and here's the other things, Josh. It was a close game in game 1 until 8 minutes left. And Buffalo took over with a surge of 3 goals and then iced it with a 4th goal later. It was 1-0 late in the second period. And then that half-ice goal went in on Luukkonen that completely deflated. And that's how deflating that goal can feel is, when everything feels like it's so hard to come by, and then a goal like that goes in, you're on the Buffalo bench, and you're like, man, it's been hard to get one against past team. We got to come back again and go through a night, try to find the spark as 3 goals again. So, yeah, it hasn't been the offensive flair that we've maybe would have liked to see from Buffalo, but it's been like, give Boston credit. Boston has come up with a good game plan.
Yeah. Sorry, checking the price for Zach Arvidsson here because I did look at the whole trio, and I know people have just been hammering that line with Middlestat consistently for months. It's been maybe one of the consistent second lines. Zach Arvidsson point plus 190. That might go on the personal card, but that's a good look. Do they go with Alex Lyon today?
I think so.
Okay. Does that stink like desperation, changing a goalie going into 3 with a series 1-1?
No, I just think that, Luukkonen's been riding a hot stretch. I mean, this is something Buffalo's done all year. They've played both guys. It's not like there's been a legit number 1. Lions have to deal with injury. Luukkonen's had to deal with some injury and inconsistent play. I think the game that he played last game kind of opened the door for Lyon to get back in there. And the fact that Lyon came in the game, you've got him a little bit of a playoff feel. He's played in playoff games. He's played in that building, remember, with the Florida Panthers?
Yep.
So, yeah, I think it's Lions net tonight.
Okay. Agree. And someone's asking what is the Lindholm point price today. Elias is even money for a point. He sold me last game. Geeky, the past a point prop at Bet99 has gone to 1.5, so it's tough to jump on that. I'd probably go Zach Arvidsson if I was looking for something. But I wouldn't go much lower than plus 180 for that pair. But do like the block shots. That block shot one is that one is where I want it. Minutes could go up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think everything's priced in there. Buffalo's got to get some things on the net. and Boston, what you want with the block shot, it's like negative game script in football. You want to play defensive hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You shell up, you're probably not going to keep it going. You want to have a 2-0 lead, and that's when the block shots come. Carolina, Ottawa, Ottawa minus 120. So basically, this is saying if this was neutral, Carolina would still be a slight favorite, usually like 20, 25 points back to neutral. Svechnikov, who we've talked about consistently. Andy Francis talked about him on Monday. Over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 120. We go to the second line that's been incredible, but only taking 2 guys, Hall and Stankoven at 210. I'd rather Hall and Stankoven at 210 than Zach and Arvidsson at plus 190, to be honest. And the Batherson assist, I know the assists have just been balls and suck, but if Batherson's playing with Stützle and Tkachuk, that assist price is very juicy. Ottawa's played good in the series, but Carolina's, it's just a tough out. They likely need a bad Freddie Anderson game. And right now, Linus Ullmark and Freddie Anderson are the top 2 goalies in all the playoffs and expected goals saved per 60. Svechnikov has 13 shots on goal and is 3rd in the entire playoffs in shots on goal per 60. He's in the top 8 in shot attempts per 60. And all those other guys ahead of him have shots on goal markets of 3.5. This could be the last day where you get it at a reasonable price. The Hall, Stankoven, Blake line has been great. Stankoven, quiet 10-game point streak, 9 goals, 5 assists. Taylor Hall, 11 points in his last 8 games. Stank assist is plus 200. But I think I'd rather these two at plus 210 than just the Stankoven assist. And as I said, Batherson was playing with Stützle and Tkachuk, and it is panic time. So the big boys at home are going to be loaded up. I know the answer is yes. Ottawa can get back in this series, Carlo. We know that they're playing well. They're a well-structured team. But Carolina knows how to play these games.
Yeah, they do.
They got that experience. What does Ottawa not have to do today, as opposed to what do they have to do just to find themselves down 3-0?
Well, I think the thing that Ottawa can't do is play or just chase the game, right? I mean, they've got to play with the lead. At home, play with the lead. Let Carolina chase. It just feels like that's all Ottawa's been doing in these first 2 games is chasing the game. And if you flip the script, you're at home and you play with the lead, maybe it'll allow Ottawa to settle into more of their structure, and then maybe more chances will open up because of that.
Stützle has to find the board today from Hall Quilt in the chat.
Yeah.
It's
with all the chances he had the last 2 games, for sure.
And that's why I really like the Batherson assist situation. Stützle's going to get on the board today. Carolina is a different team on the road than they are at home. One of the best teams that takes advantage of last change, dominates possession and the shot attempt world. But we'll see. Ottawa can't make mistakes, have to play clean hockey. Colorado at the Kings, over under sitting at 5.5. Colorado minus 155, road favorite in this one. We're going to the second PP, second line, stack under Byfield Moore, under points plus 160. They hit last game, but that was the second power play. We'll take it again today. And then Colorado blocking shots, Kulak and Makar over 1.5 block shots each, plus 225. I love the Kulak one at minus 105. I was thinking about getting a big block shot one, but this is a spot where Colorado will continue to defend. We've talked about how great they've looked playing just a shutout style of hockey, that the Kings aren't going to win if they're not going to score more than 1 goal. I believe Kings team total under 2.5 is somewhere around minus 125, which is a look certainly, but I'd rather go to the point prop. Do the Kings have any chance to get back into the series even with a win today?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Colorado isn't blowing them out of games, right? Unless Colorado offense starts waking up and, producing at the pace that we expect them to. If LA can allow Colorado to play to their game, it leaves the door open for LA to stay in this game and in this series.
They've been getting good goaltending from Anton Forsberg. I don't know when that dam breaks. But Scott Wedgwood, probably the best goalie story of the playoffs. Linus Ullmark's up there as well, but he does have a good track record in some spots. Scott Wedgwood, not so much. Guy was backing up in Dallas not too long ago. Panarin, both goals in the series and both on the power play. Guess what? Both late, I believe they were. I know the game 1 was. I don't know when this game 2. I believe they had the lead. Did the Kings have the lead in game 2? 1-0?
Yeah, 1-0 in the third. They got the first one. And then Landeskog tied it shortly thereafter, and then they got the overtime goal from Nicholas Waugh.
Exactly. No, but like that's you talk about Nicholas Waugh and whatever. What he wasn't much here, but you're kind of looking at these lines, and it's McKinnon and Natchez, and we go back just to the two pairing. Like I don't care about the third guy. You give me two strong guys, you can put anybody else on there basically. McKinnon, Natchez, not a shot at Arturi Lehkonen, but that's the stack there. Nelson and Nichushkin on the second line, and then you have Kadri and Landeskog on the third line.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can fill that in with Waugh, Parker Kelly, who's very underrated, and Arturi Lehkonen. It doesn't matter. There are three pairs down the line. Those are really tough to beat. Sens today, I don't disagree with you. I think they can be very competitive. We'll see. I'm on Carolina, series price -1.5. I wouldn't mind sneaking out another overtime win for Carolina, another backbreaker. But as Andy Francis said in the chat a little while ago, they did get an extra day off of rest, but that short defensive bench from Ottawa for a team that was kind of banged up coming into this series might clip in if this game goes long. And I don't expect like another 2-2 game is where we'll probably see that. But 3 games, guess what? Won't go to bed until 11:30, 12 o'clock. And oh my God, it's killing me. It's literally killing me.
It's killing me too, buddy.
I don't know how you get up for 5:45 to do a show at 6 o'clock and talk for 4 hours. But I appreciate your insight as always, pal. Back again tomorrow. We are with some off days in terms of I don't think we'll see another 4-pack of games going into the weekend. I know Saturday's a 3-game. Like, give me 4 games on Saturday. No, you get 3 games. Sunday, 4-game slate on Sunday. And guess what? We get a 9:30 game on Sunday. That's another kick in the balls. Thanks very much, NHL scheduler. But hey, keep an eye out for those chickens. Keep them off the ice. If you're going to throw a chicken, at least like throw a real chicken, like a full one, not like a live one, but like a full chicken. And don't be the guy who smuggles an octopus down your pant leg to throw it on the ice. Josh Ingles, Carlo Colaiacovo. Let's keep winning some money. I'll have my boosted stack out later today for Bet99. Let's have some winners. Lead us out, buddy.
Stay hot.
Let's go.